What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want you to never underestimate the mind of man, especially when it comes to the goofy stuff that one can do. You see these two people up here? I saw this headlines of this story before I went and researched it real quick, and it blew my mind. These two guys right here, the black dude is Devon Carline Jackson, age 29. The other dude is Isaiah Rodgers-Keeney, age 19. Both of these guys are locked up in the Monroe County Jail. The story's out of Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Shout out Monroe County. And these are animals. You know, I just attended a funeral where a young lady was bound and violated, and so on and so forth. This case right here somewhat mirrors that, except this right here is 4 women, not one young adolescent girl. These two guys right here, man, held 4 women. They kidnapped 4 women and held them captive in shipping containers. This happened on Monday. This story broke yesterday and got limited shine, so we're going to put it on the show and do what we do. These women were bound, R-worded, I'm going to say that early so YouTube don't flag me, and a few of them were beat. And the reason why they're in these containers is mind-blowing. Take a look.
Settling new details tonight in a disturbing kidnapping case out of Monroe County. And
that's where we find 2822 News reporter Amelia Sack with what we've learned so far. Amelia?
Nick and Candace, good evening. Pennsylvania State Police say 2 men have been arrested, accused of holding 4 women captive in these shipping containers.
It was a minor miracle. No one was killed.
Police say these shipping containers are where 4 victims were bound, raped, and held against their own will.
Several victims have been extremely traumatized and scarred by this, and it was important to get these defendants off the street. 28-year-old Devon Jackson of East Stroudsburg is facing several charges, including kidnapping and sexual assault. 19-year-old Isaiah Rodgers-Keeney of Middletown is being charged as an accomplice. The 2 men are accused of kidnapping 4 women on Monday. Police say the 2 men told them the victims witnessed a shooting involving a suspect they have a connection to, which led them to take the women. It did spiral from a shooting incident in Wilkes-Barre, allegedly witnessed by 1 or more of the victims, and there was some effort then to silence them, maybe some fear that they may implicate the persons involved in the shooting.
Police say Jackson and Rodgers-Keeney ordered the 4 victims into a vehicle, took their phones, and transported them to Jackson's property in Smithfield Township. Their clothing was removed and they were forced to enter shipping containers. They were bound and raped. Jackson also allegedly made threats to maim and kill the women while holding weapons like chainsaws. A nearby business owner says he's shocked to hear what happened.
We don't usually hear that type of news around here, and when it's 10 feet away from your door, where your daughters play almost on a daily, that's wild.
Troopers say a call reporting a car chase involving one of the suspect's vehicles led police to a nearby Walmart in Mount Pocono yesterday morning. That's where they found the suspects and the victims. The 2 men were arraigned Wednesday morning and are being held without bail at the Monroe County Correctional Facility. A trial date has not been set. Now, a separate police investigation reveals that a Northampton County property that Jackson owns has ties to some human trafficking investigations. Now, the Monroe County District Attorney says that no charges of that nature have been filed with this case, but that the investigation is still very open and active. Reporting now in Smithfield Township, Monroe County, Amelia Sack, 2822.
All right, guys, I'm going to read this news article by ABC 7 Eyewitness News, and it has some more details about the situation and how sick and stupid these animals were. It reads as follows: woman kidnapped, held captive in shipping containers. Women kidnapped. Suspects arrested at a Pennsylvania Walmart. Smithfield Township, Pennsylvania. 2 men are facing multiple felonies after they allegedly abducted 4 women in Smithfield Township, Pennsylvania, and then held them captive in a shipping container. Detectives were able to track down the suspects on Tuesday after a tipster contacted police. Authorities have charged Devon Carline Jackson, age 29, with a slew of charges, including kidnapping, rape, and other offenses. The second suspect, Isaiah-Rodgers-Keeney, 19, is also being charged as an accomplice. According to court records, 2 of the women witnessed a shooting in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania on Monday. Authorities say they were later ordered to get into a Ford Flex SUV by Jackson under 811 protocol, which reportedly meant they might be killed. Investigators say the woman entered the Ford Flex, which was already occupied by 2 other women being held against their will. In a vehicle allegedly driven by Rodgers-Keeney, the victims were taken to a property owned by Jackson in Smithfield Township, Monroe County. Court documents say some of the victims were tied up in an office on the property while walking around with a chainsaw, sledgehammer, and an axe. Jackson allegedly forced the victims to have sex or have a body part cut off. Jackson is accused of raping at least 2 victims while the women were held in a shipping container on the property. On Tuesday morning, some of the women were provided their phones after being removed from the container. 2 of them were able to escape after calling for a relative for help. The suspects fled with the other woman to Mount Pocono, but police were called and an arrest was made in a Walmart parking lot. There's no word of the ages of the victims, but court documents say one is as young as 17 years old. Both Jackson and Rodgers-Keeney were denied bail. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, how messed up is that? In case you didn't understand the whole situation of what was going on, the dude, Jackson, age 29, was involved in the shooting and in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, in which these girls witnessed. So what did he do? Him and his fucktard boy, a 19-year-old kid he's hanging around with, damn near 30 years old, you with a teenager, go and pick up these chicks claiming what article was this? Protocol, 811 protocol. So evidently, I think they was impersonating some type of officer or some type of agent to gain the trust to get these girls in a Ford Flex SUV. Telling them, hey, they said 811 protocol means, hey, you might be killed because you was a witness to a murder. They looking for you. Using a fear tactic to get women to get in the car with you and then getting them somewhere else and then using another fear tactic to have sex with them and take advantage of them. Now, this is my thing. And this is why I say a lot of people need to get out of here, because just the mindset of how they do stuff, it makes me wonder how. Okay, let me say this. This will break it all down for you. You know, you had an alphabet that says A, B, C, D. You know what comes after what? When you're a little toddler, right? A little baby, when you're crawling, nobody teaches you how to walk. Instinctively, your DNA and stuff, things happen. Now, kids walk at different age, but you will stand on your own 2 feet and you will take off. First, you'll be walking, you'll be stumbling, then you'll start walking. Once you start walking, you start what? Running. Why? Because your comfort level and your evolution with your age coming up makes you instinctively do things that human beings do. He's 29 fucking years old. You ain't acquired no wisdom through the knowledge of you existing thus far to be hanging with a fucking 19-year-old? What type of stuff would you be hanging with a 19-year-old for? Why? Because your mindset is that of a 19-year-old. You just had more experience at life where you can throw these little different things out here to trick people to fall into the traps that you set to take advantage of them. These are 4 women. 4 women. He got them in the house talking about He pulled a chainsaw out on his property. He already doing crazy stuff by putting them in the dark, and they don't know what's going to happen the next time they see daylight. And now you got them in the office. Give me some coochie. I'm going to cut off a body part, turn on the chainsaw and scare him, force him into sex. What kind of man does that? What kind of man does that? What are you teaching this 19-year-old kid? I'm going to tell y'all something. When I was 19 years old, I would never hang around somebody 29 years old unless they were a positive influence on my life and they were what? Teaching me something, or somebody I can what? Learn from. The pattern of behavior that you're seeing is passed down from older to younger because there's no age difference mentally of what a 29-year-old would do and a 19-year-old would do this time. And that's why kids 14, 15 years old are having sex, acting crazy, all this other stuff, and talking to people like me, like they're on my level. And when they get angry, they want to fight grown men. Simple as that. Just a perfect example of that shit. We've lost our way as people. We have just human beings, period. It's all kind of crazy stuff going on out here right now. No respect for the law. Nobody even think about the cops. Then when the cops come, they try to run off and get other people involved in stuff from them trying to escape. Other people, man, we got to do something about crime in this country, y'all. We do. I just did a story similar to this, and here it come, boom. On Monday, they do the same thing. Coming under the guise of them being agents or some type of people to protect these women. Give me the cell phone, lock them in the car, take off, put them in the thing, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Luckily, nobody was hurt. I want you to think about something else from a psychological standpoint, and this makes me mad too. You had sledgehammer, an axe, and a chainsaw. You did all of this to get sex from the women. Them women was probably so scared they gave you sex just for you to even let them go. Why does it always have to be? And like the big thing, the reason why I brought that up, I almost lost my thought, I'm sorry. Why did it have to go that far if you was just trying to get these women not to tell on you? The shit you did now really would make them tell. If you get somebody and they catch you doing something and you pull them to the side, you threaten them or whatever, and then you leave. You let them go, because if you ain't going to kill them, ain't no sense to talk. They wasn't going to kill these people. But you went over there and try to make it elaborate the way you want to intimidate somebody. Saw they had fat asses. Ooh, they had the bubble. You're dumbass in trouble. There are people that can't think past the length of their own fucking nose. They walk around with their head in the fog. And as soon as you push away the clouds, they'll put them back automatically. There are some people that can't get right and don't want to get right. Ignorance is bliss. They like the way they are and they like the shit they do. How you look somebody in the face after doing that type of stuff to them? How you look yourself in the mirror and know that I had to scare a woman to give me sex? They don't think like that. Like I said, a baby crawls, then walks, and then runs on his own. Why? Because his mind or her mind is evolving and becoming more human and doing what human beings do. This shit is not normal human behavior. It is. I mean, it's not. I mean, violence and stuff, but I mean, stuff like that where you just crushing somebody's spirit, invading their personal space, running up in them, doing crazy stuff for a natural bodily function. It's unacceptable. A lot of people need to be shown the flowers. And if it was me, that chainsaw would be used on him. And his dumbass following lackey boy, 19 years old, you following and friends with a fucking rapist. He fucking, you fucking. Stupid as hell. Misery love company. Now, you know what? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. It's a goddamn shame. Two men, one older than the other, and couldn't even show no type of leadership except down the wrong path and in a negative. I'm done. See you in the next video. Take care.